optional referral program. Again, the first time we saw this, we said there's no way we're keeping this to ourselves. We're going to share this with people. So I want to share with you the 3 ways that Cryptex has set up for you to get additional compensation if you want to go out and share the Cryptex program with people. First is their direct commissions, guys. This is going to be for the 2, 3, 5, and 7-year contracts that people purchase. When they pay the $100 processing fee, you're going to be compensated based off of that $100 processing fee. So level 1 compensation is 30%. It means anyone that you personally refer, every single time they spend $100 to get a Cryptex contract, you're going to earn $30. On that second level, anyone that they refer, every time they spend $100, you'll earn $5, and so on, down through a total of 10 levels. To show you how powerful that is and how much upfront compensation is potentially there for you, think about it this way. What do you think would be a reasonable amount of people that the average person might share this with? Because when we first saw this, we started thinking about all of our marketing systems and our experience and the sphere of influence we had, and we were throwing around numbers like 300, 400, 500, but we said that's not maybe for the average person. But what if the average person just referred this to 3 people that they cared about, potentially 3 people in their own family, maybe even 3 people in their own household? What would this look like as that started to replicate? And here's the numbers that we saw. Just 3 referring 3, nobody doing anything amazing. It would still get to be an incredibly sized team for you over 10 levels. And then if the average person, remember, they can get as many as 80 contracts, and that's the culture we've created on our team. But if the average person here really missed the mark and only got 10 contracts each, all of a sudden you'd see that you'd be earning hundreds, then thousands, then tens, then hundreds of thousands, and eventually a couple of $1 million in total just by going out with no one doing anything special and nothing amazing happening on the contract side. You'd still be earning an incredible amount of money just with this one form of the compensation. Now, the second thing we saw, though, was that Cryptex didn't just offer the front-end compensation. It also offered a back-end compensation plan that they call daily profit sharing, because they'll calculate it and show it to you daily, but it's paid out to you when these contracts ultimately come to maturity. So, guys, if you remember from the previous slide, we showed that you had this 10 generation deep payout that you were getting on the 5th level. We said, hey, man, if just 3 were referring 3, you'd have 243 referrals on that 5th level, and each one getting 10 contracts. That would be 2,430 contracts. You got $4 per on the front end. You made $9,700. Congratulations. But on the back end is where it would get even more intense, because remember, the back end level 5 also pays 4%, but not 4% of $100. 4% of the maturity value of the contract. So if we took a look at 3-year contracts where they were actually going to mature for you at $35,000 each for the people you were actually rolling them out to, then it would be 35,000 times 4%, which means you'd earn $1,400 for every 3-year contract that was here on your 5th level. Remember, these aren't people you referred personally. On the 5th level, these aren't even people that you probably know, but because of just a few people referring a few, you're going to get $1,400 for every single one of those contracts. That's $3.4 million. Guys, all of a sudden, think back to those blockchains. Think about the type of payments we saw going out. $6 million, $4 million, $5 million. All of a sudden, the numbers start to make sense when you realize the potential here for people that were going to go out and share this with others. Finally, guys, I wanted to show you their leadership bonus, because they understood that different people from different levels with different, amounts of ability were going to come to the table. But if you wanted to really take this seriously and really share this incredible blockchain project with the world, they were going to really go out there and make sure they gave you some high-level rewards. So for those of you who have the ability to go out over time, remember, no time limit here. You can take as long as you want, but you could go out over time and get 100 customers here with this incredible project. 100 people that simply said, I will get at least one contract. If you could personally refer 100 of them, and then in totality on your entire team have 1,000 contracts total, then guys, ultimately you would right away be branded as a leader and you would get a $5,000 bonus. But the better part is that from that point on, every single month, Cryptex would take a look at your first 2 generations, and as long as you had 100 new contracts, remember, not 100 new people. It could be the same people simply grabbing another contract or 2 for themselves, but 100 new contracts within your first 2 levels, they were going to pay you $5 each for every single contract that came onto your team in that entire month, not through 10 levels, not through 20, but through infinity. Through infinity, guys. If you remember when we talked about this in the beginning, we said you were only getting paid down through 10 levels on the front end. On the 7th level, you had about 2,100, almost 2,200 referrals, a little over 21,000 contracts, and at $3 each, you made 65 grand on that level. But if by the time you got to this level, you had already qualified for the leader bonus to be added in, you get another $5 for every single one of those contracts. You get an additional $109,000. Now, that's on your 7th level. Imagine what it would be on your 10th level, your 20th, your 30th, because it's now through infinity. Guys, this is where fortunes are being made. And oh, by the way, for those of you who might have a concern about what happens if I don't get the 100 new contracts every month between my first couple of levels, guys, if you don't get it, if you get just 50, you'll still get a $2 bonus through infinity. And if you just get 20, you'll get a $1 bonus through infinity. Still an amazing payout when you talk about going through infinity with no cap on earnings. Finally, guys, I want to show you something. I want to take this out of the realm of what ifs and show you what happened for an actual Cryptex account holder that we know. They allowed us to take a snapshot of their back office after they had been with Cryptex for 3 years and 3 months. And as you can see, they had 2 different sides of this. I'm going to show you this first, and I'll show you the other side. Their overview of their profits locked was $7.6 million. This was all of the profits that they had built up by staking their own contracts, as well as getting paid on a daily basis as it added up, showing them the rewards they were going to get for the staking of their team contracts. So from their own staking, $4.7 million was adding up. This is going to go up every single day until it actually moves over here and it pays out when these contracts mature. And for their team contracts, $2.8 million and counting. Again, every single day, this was going to increase because some of these weren't just 3-year contracts. Some of them were 5-year. Some of them were 7-year contracts, etc. So this number could go to the tens of millions of dollars. Now, I want to show you what happened for them, though, along the way while they were waiting for money like this to start cashing out, guys. Over that 3 years, they earned $584,000 that they were able to withdraw because of that 10-level referral program that we just discussed. Also, at some point during their journey, they qualified as a leader, and they were able to earn another $912,000 after they hit leader level based off of that infinity $5 additional payout. Add it all up, and it means that over a 3-year period, they were able to withdraw $1.5 million into their pocket as these daily payments started popping into their back office. They were able to withdraw them right away. $1.5 million over 3 years, not bad. Now, once they got to the 3-year mark, here's what happened for them. A few of their team contracts actually started cashing out. Their piece of that back-end pay so far was $289 grand, and 4 of their own personal contracts cashed out, and for that they got $316,000. All in, $2.1 million in payouts that they were able to earn in 3 years and 3 months while they're still waiting for this big money over here to continually accrue and to eventually start paying out as well.